north to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. Greetings. I'm John David Wells. How you doing? Today is Friday, which means there are only 2 more days left in the work week. You'll love it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We've got a gorgeous day in progress here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, where the show originates from our flagship station, 1160 AM KBDT News Talk Sports. And it's about 91 degrees outside. We got partly sunny skies, nice breeze, beautiful. Not so true for the people on the Louisiana Gulf Coast. They're having trouble. In fact, CNN is reporting that there is danger there. The latest National Hurricane Center advisory mentions life-threatening conditions twice. It's nearly a Category 1 hurricane. CNN writes, thanks to Dakin Adone, Madeline Holcomb, and Derek Van Dam, Tropical Storm Barry strengthened today as it spun in the Gulf of Mexico, expected to be a Class 1 hurricane when it hits Louisiana's central coast, according to the National Hurricane Center. Devastating flooding is predicted as Barry's unrelenting rain, more than its wind, poses the most peril to millions. The storm at 2 p.m. today had maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour, just 9 miles an hour shy of a Category 1 hurricane. Crawling along at only 5 miles an hour was 105 miles west-southwest of the mouth of the Mississippi River and 100 miles south-southeast of Morgan City, Louisiana. 10 to 15 more inches of rain are on the way. There are some meteorologists that are predicting as much as 2 feet of rain to fall from this storm in certain spots in Louisiana. Man. By the way, there have been a lot of rainstorms in that area already. Further, the storm surge is expected to be substantial, and because of snowmelt from the upper Midwest, the Mississippi is swollen to the very edges of the levees. It's going to be tough. While some in low-lying places have not been directed to leave, officials have not ordered mandatory evacuations in the most populated areas. That includes New Orleans. There are mandatory evacuations in some places. Tanya Gulliver Garcia, a resident of the city's Broadmoor neighborhood, this is in New Orleans, has already planned to fly out to New York. Now her trip will be what her friends called a hurrication. That's interesting. She'll leave behind neighbors and friends who lived through Hurricane Katrina, the deadly 2005 storm that still looms large in the minds of many in New Orleans. The storm is stressing them out. Trauma stays in your body. Katrina left a lot of trauma behind. President Trump has declared the state of emergency for Louisiana, the entire state, where officials activated 3,000 National Guard members in anticipation of the destruction Barry might bring. Governor John Bel Edwards said that, heed my warnings. It is something that you need to do. The water is going to be deeper than you think, and the current, although almost imperceptible, is going to be strong enough to create problems for you. We need individuals to not drive through any standing water. Another risk looms in the Mississippi River, usually at 6 to 8 feet this time of year around the Big Easy. The river is at 16 feet. Barry could push the storm surge of 2 to 3 feet. Officials are confident there will not be overtopping of the levees in New Orleans. Still, the unusual confluence of factors is rattling nerves along the Sliver by the river, a swath of relatively high ground along the Mississippi that's less likely to flood in typical rain and hurricane storm surge events. That's the latest. We're keeping our eyes on it, and for goodness sakes, if you know somebody there, check in with them and make sure that they're okay, because it's not going to be pretty. This is a serious storm. Alexander Acosta has decided to step down as Labor Secretary. He did so today during a press gaggle with President Trump, with Marine One running in the background.
I got a call this morning early from Alex, and I think he did a very good job yesterday. Under a lot of pressure, he did a fantastic job, and he explained it. And he made a deal that people were happy with, and then 12 years later, they're not happy with it. You'll have to figure all of that out. But the fact is, he has been a fantastic Secretary of Labor, And Alex called me this morning, and he wanted to see me. And I actually said, well, we have the press right out here, so perhaps you just want to say it to the press. But I just want to let you know, this was him, not me, because I'm with him. He's a tremendous talent. He's a Hispanic man. He went to Harvard, a great student. And in so many ways, I just hate what he's saying now because we're going to miss him. But please, Alex.
I do not think it is right and fair for this administration's Labor Department to have Epstein as the focus rather than the incredible economy that we have today.
And so Alexander Epstein's, that was not what I wanted to say. I'm so sorry. That is Alexander Acosta stepping down. Just 2 days after he held a news conference to defend a plea deal that he brokered for a wealthy sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, while serving as U.S. attorney in Florida more than a decade ago. President Trump informed reporters of his departure. This was him, not me. You just heard it. Trump, who saw Acosta largely as a source of favorable monthly statistics about unemployment and job growth, called Acosta a great labor secretary, not a good one. He's a tremendous talent. He's a great student from Harvard. He explained everything. Acosta had a rocky relationship in recent months with other White House officials, including Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, over the perceived slow pace of deregulation at the department. One person familiar with the situation said that although Trump initially thought Acosta handled the Epstein controversy well, over the last couple of days the president saw the negative press and did not like it. Well, perhaps he should start talking about the press. There's more to this story. I don't pretend to know what that is, but there is certainly more to this story. Jeffrey Epstein is as connected in high places in American government as someone not in the American government can be. This is the only thing that explains why he's been handled with kid gloves throughout all of this. I am not going to prejudge or judge or have anything to do with discussing why he is in jail, why he is in trouble, why he is under indictment. I'm not going to say a thing. It's not because I'm worried about what Jeffrey Epstein might think about what I think about Jeffrey Epstein. That has nothing to do with it. I'm not going to do anything because a man is innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to let the jury of his peers decide just exactly what the guilt of Jeffrey Epstein is. But whatever is powering Jeffrey Epstein, it is enough to stop the federal government from prosecuting him over 10 years ago. This at the end of the Bush administration. Whatever it is that is in Jeffrey Epstein's quiver of arrows, it is seriously enough to stop the federal government and to cause a former U.S. attorney and current sitting labor secretary to fall on his sword. Certainly not for President Trump. But he fell on his sword for the United States government. The question is, why? The only thing that I can say was something that I said in our pre-production meeting with our executive producer, Phil Brown. I said, there is a new meaning for the Spanish word Acosta. It is fall guy. He is only one. There will be others. This came out today, and it is worthy. I normally don't report on stories or create conversations about stories that involve personal misfortune, even personal misfortune that is self-generated. Because that's the leering stuff of tabloids, not my thing. But this is something you need to know. Not long after a 14-year-old girl reported Epstein to authorities in 2005, she says she received a warning from someone who claimed to be in contact with a well-connected financier. The girl would be paid cash if she agreed not to cooperate with law enforcement, the person told the accuser, adding that those who will help him will be compensated, those who hurt him will be dealt with. The threat was one of many intimidation bare-knuckle tactics that accusers and witnesses told police they faced after Florida authorities opened their first investigation into Epstein in 2007-2008. Epstein was charged Monday by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York with sex trafficking of minors. He pled not guilty. He faces as much as 45 years in prison if convicted. This is just the beginning. Officials have said that this indictment currently facing, or that Jeffrey Epstein is facing, is nothing more than a placeholder. This was an excuse to get him off the street, get him into jail, and tie him down to the United States of America. This guy is a huge flight risk. The first investigations into allegations of sexual misconduct against him began over a decade ago. During that probe, at least 3 private investigators who police believed were working on Epstein's behalf tracked down accusers and possible witnesses to the alleged attacks, according to police records. They sat in black SUVs outside homes of accusers, questioned their current and former boyfriends, chased one parent's car off the road, this according to police reports, and a lawyer for 3 accusers. Epstein's current attorney, Reed Weingarten, denied in a court filing of any knowledge of the alleged car chase and said if it happened, it was not authorized by Epstein. Yeah, right. It was incredibly intimidating, Spencer Kubin, an attorney for 3 accusers, told CNN. You have to remember these girls were 14 and 15 years old. The aggressive tactics did not stop with witnesses or accusers, according to court filings, police reports, and attorneys, but also extended to the prosecutors. Pay close attention now. Prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida, led by Alex Acosta at the time, considered charging Epstein with obstruction of justice or witness intimidation in 2008. Weingarten, in Thursday's filing, said it was a hypothetical idea prosecutors debated with Epstein's previous counsel, and prosecutors ultimately did not believe there was factual support for these allegations. Acosta described a year-long assault on the prosecution and prosecutors in a 2011 letter that was cited in part in court filings published in its entirety by the Daily Beast. I use the word assault intentionally, as the defense in this case was more aggressive than any which I or the prosecutors in my office had previously encountered. Epstein loaded his legal team with some of the biggest names of the defense bar. He hired Alan Dershowitz and Roy Black, the attorney who helped exonerate William Kennedy Smith in a rape trial, eventually switching to an all-star lineup including Jack Goldberger, Jay Lefkowitz, and Ken Starr, the special prosecutor who investigated President Bill Clinton's relationship with Monica Lewinsky. Like I said, this guy is as connected as can possibly be. Epstein's multi-pronged response to the investigation included suing Bradley Edwards, a lawyer representing the accusers, in 2009, alleging his representation of accusers was linked to a Ponzi scheme. According to the Miami Herald, the suit ended in a monetary settlement. Epstein admitted that he had filed the lawsuit in an, quote, unreasonable attempt to damage Edwards' business reputation. He also lied in a complaint to the Florida Bar Association, which investigated and found no wrongdoing. So in other words, there was witness intimidation, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and that's just the beginning. Why did Alex Acosta get out of the way in 2008? Probably the same reason he got out of the way now. This is the Wells Report.
This report is brought to you by Bank of America. Bank of America was recently named Best Bank for College Students by Money Magazine. With so many new and returning students preparing for the start of the school year in the weeks to come, it's critical to have the right bank account for student needs. April Schneider, Bank of America.
It's very important to build a strong financial foundation early in adulthood. At Bank of America, we're committed to helping students start off on the right foot by providing them with best-in-class products like the Advantage Safe Balance banking account, along with educational resources such as Better Money Habits.
Bank of America's Advantage Safe Balance banking account allows students to bank without the worry of overdraft fees while providing them with full mobile access to their account. Eligible students under age 24 also don't pay a monthly maintenance fee. This account was named Best Student Account by Money Magazine and is used by over 1 million clients. For more, visit bankofamerica.com. That's bankofamerica.com.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
When I wasn't taking it and I was waiting for my operation, I was feeling very tired. No, I'm driving like 11, 12 hours a day. I told you I manage 15 gas stations. And I have so much energy. I even gave some of my pills for my son, and he said, Dad, this is good, so I like it. I'm healing so fast. It's like amazing. My family is so surprised because my wound closing up and doing so good. So that is working now that I'm start taking my those fruits and vegetables.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil. It's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-399-6392. 1-800-399-6392. That's 1-800-399-6392.
Hey, travelers. Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. Again, that's 800-871-3291.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. An unidentified 25-year-old woman was traveling with her 3 children. She stopped outside a pizza shop on 29th and Dauphin Street in Philadelphia. She wanted to visit her boyfriend. Everything was going along fine. She left the car running with 3 small children outside when a 54-year-old man entered the car and took off. Investigators said the boyfriend, who was the father of the 2 children, chased the suspect on foot, was able to catch up to the car when it got stuck in traffic. He pulled the suspect from the car. A short foot chase ensued. He fled on foot about half a block. The boyfriend caught up to him. There was some sort of physical struggle. Other males from the neighborhood intervened and began punching and kicking the male who took the vehicle and the children. About an hour after the carjacking occurred, emergency services arrived on the scene. After an hour after the carjacking occurred, emergency services arrived on the scene, found the carjacker unconscious. He was later taken to Temple University Hospital and pronounced dead. The mother and father were taken in for questioning. Police say they're cooperating. Authorities have not said if charges will be filed. That's a decision the district attorney's office will make. The reason I'm reporting that is because I just want people to understand that carjacking, especially when there are kids in the car, is a mighty risky event. You're taking your life into your hands. More importantly, you quite possibly could be putting your life in the hands of a father who took exception to the fact that not only did you try to steal his girlfriend's car, but you also tried to steal his children. That kind of thing can get you killed. Now, I know for a fact that when carjackers believe that they're going to be okay and they're not going to get caught and they're not going to be punished in any way, shape, or form, the carjackings go through the roof in various cities, not the least of which is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I also happen to know that as soon as these carjackers end up, dying, that word gets around. And so I'm just doing my part as a good citizen to help the word get around. Carjacking is a dangerous business. As a matter of fact, it's so dangerous, I suspect that you probably shouldn't have anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I am absolutely sure you shouldn't have anything to do with it. What I suspect is that people who hijack cars, certainly with kids in them, but not necessarily, well, there are just a lot of easier ways to end your life than that. See, when seconds count, police are only minutes away. When seconds count, police are only minutes away. You're going to have to take charge of your own defense and the defense of your loved ones at some point. We're going to watch this story to make sure that some clown in the DA's office of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania doesn't decide to prosecute this guy or these guys. I want to thank that neighborhood for stepping up. Good for them. See, when you break the law, you might be able to get away with it in a court of law, but you almost never get away with it in front of angry fathers and their friends. You're listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Lots of news today. A lot of news today. The president apparently is going to be speaking in Wisconsin. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta quit. And there's lots more on the Wells Report. It's coming up in just a couple of moments. You're listening to the USA Radio Network.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.